need me a feast. Tryna kick on my feet somewhere on the beach with a badass bitch with a big ass piece. I'm talking about ass, you see. The lane that I'm in ain't no passing me. Don't care about who is up after me. Everything that I spit is a masterpiece. I just started flowing, y'all niggas been going, so this might just end in a tragedy. Not a rapper.
Man, what it is, what it ain't, it's the Voices of the O. You already know. We back for episode 22 of the From the Jump podcast. And we here, and you know we in the field for real. I'm here with my guys. I'm your host, DJ. To my left, I got
Big Tony.
Yes, sir. The man behind the camera.
Alex Taylor in the building.
And my man to my right.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, you already know what it is, man. We here because we in the field for real.
You gotta tell him who's spitting on that track, though.
Hey, shout out to my boy Tay Ski. You seen him up here on the podcast a few times, trying some shit new, cutting niggas' heads and cutting up on the beat. Getting a little ignorant. Go fuck with my nigga. Go listen to some of his music. Just starting to get into it.
Yeah.
Proud of him. You know what I'm saying? Try anything while you're here, man. Try any and everything. At least once. So, let's get to it, man. Wait, before we really get into this shit, because it's a question I've been wanting to ask, and I keep forgetting it before we jump into all the topics. Censorship. And this is a big thing for me because, you know, everybody's cancel culture and all this other bullshit. How do y'all feel about that shit? Like, and I'm going to say it from like a coach's perspective because we all play sports. You got parents in the crowds yelling, cussing, talking shit to everybody, coaches, refs, parents, everything else. But coaches are held to a higher standard or aren't allowed to say certain things. But parents, for some reason, it's like coaches are held to a higher standard than the parents, you know, the parents of all these kids. How do y'all feel about that? Like, really? Because that shit kind of bothers me whenever coaches aren't allowed to say something or coach can't even say hell or damn, and your parents is out there cussing you, the kids you playing against, all that shit out. I'm going to start with you, Ayo.
I think it's kind of situational because most of those parents that are like yelling and talking that shit, like talk their shit to their kids to begin with. So they want their coach to talk that shit. So I think it's kind of situational, and you already know it's them softer parents that are more or less like, watch how you talk to my son, and yada yada. But like, some things in life you kind of just got to deal with because you can't really control like what they do and like what they want to do. Like, I'm all for talking that shit, and I think coaches should be able to talk that shit too because like sometimes some players need that to like get going,
Right.
But it's all situational, I guess.
No, for sure. Alex, I ask you that because you got your own podcast and everything. It's censorship and everything's a little different. How you feeling?
No, I say whatever I want. I don't really be worried about nothing, to be honest with you. Even if I was coaching or something, I wouldn't care. I mean, there's certain things you probably shouldn't say. But
Right.
like he said, like AO said, I think some players just need it. Like, that's how it got to come.
Yeah.
I mean, Tony, you got to get through certain players. So you might have to cuss at them. Because unfortunately, that's what they know. Like, you know what I'm saying? If a parent, like he's saying, like a parent talk shit already, they might say shit to their kids. So they probably want their coach to be like that anyways. Because some people don't like their coaches being too soft. Because if you see a coach not getting amped up and, you know, maybe saying some dams or fucks, parents might be low-key be like, what? You know, I want you to, you know, stop being so soft. I've heard parents call coaches soft, but I don't know. Like you said, it's situational at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah. Big Tom?
Man, you know, I'm in it, so it's really like a situation where you, as a coach like us, we want to go into it without having to use profanity, you know what I mean? And I'm one that I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm perfect. You know, everybody know me. I ain't shying away from it when, you know, if it comes, it comes. It's never purposeful. I'm not just speaking like that. But, I mean, you're absolutely right. Like, even as young men, you know, they're going to go through things in life where later somebody might spaz on them, you know what I'm saying, and say this and say that. But it's from a coach's standpoint, like sometimes you get a feel or have an understanding with one of your players that they communicate better that way. They feel like you care for them sometimes different that way. And so sometimes it's a fine line because you don't want to get in trouble because obviously we do get in trouble for a lot of things. But I always look at it like me and the kid got to be on a respectful or, you know, respect each other level to where I'm one that's like, okay, you can give it back to me. Right. And because I respect you enough and I know that's not who you are, you just frustrated, you're upset, I'm cool, you know what I'm saying? But some coaches don't like that. But if you watch Hard Knocks, you know what I'm saying? There's college kids in there spazzing, coach cussing, tripping. That's just the reality of that situation. But nobody getting in trouble there. Right. And that's only 2-3 years after high school.
Really?
At the end of the day. So I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I can understand it because some parents don't want you cussing in front of their kids. They don't want you using profanity, and you know, maybe the player takes it as you're degrading them, you know, depending on how you speak. But it was right, like it's real situational.
Okay.
But I know in my heart there's certain kids that can get it and certain kids that can't, and so I try my hardest not to ever get to that. But when I do, you know, it's coming from a standpoint of like, okay, I've tried all this nice guy stuff for long enough. Okay, this is what has to be said or done or whatever the situation may be. So that's just my opinion on it.
Yeah. Well, do you think like certain coaches get away with it and certain coaches don't out of like their respect out of from the parents and just in general?
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, like Hodges at Westmore, like he can get away with it. And even now I've seen it. Like it's the thing, like with Coach Hodges, I've seen him not throw a cuss word, but I've seen him almost break a clipboard.
Yeah.
Like middle of the game, spazzing. Yeah. But he ain't throw no cuss word out. But I'm like, because in my opinion, like that's really no different. And you know what I'm saying, he's still mad, but he's maybe not throwing a cuss word, which is a good thing. But I'm like, in general, it really don't make a difference. But I understand like cussing. I understand how it looks, but
like you gotta think like us, me, you know, we're different. Like we're a different kind of duo. So like he can spaz on you in a very appropriate way.
Yeah.
Well, then you come down to the bench to me, you mad and you like, you know, spazzing on him. You know, and I'm like, okay. Now we chopping it up, we talking. Well, at that time you already on 10, so I got to talk to you to where you hear me so you can calm down.
Right.
And Hodges does a good job. Like I've been with him for going on 10 years next year, and I could probably count on one hand or so how many times he slipped up and cussed. And that's just on random. Like if he on some mad
in the moment,
you know
the moment.
Yeah. So there's been times like players is chest to chest with him, and even in that sense, he don't budge on himself. He just like, I'm gonna say what I feel and not disrespect you or cuss at you. That's just what it is, you know. So yeah, like certain coaches and definitely in certain schools you can get away with it too, like different districts and all that type of stuff. Because you got, you know, some of our inner city schools where some of them kids, that's the only way they kind of communicate, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how they talk. It is what it is. So when the coach talks to them in that manner, it's not nothing. You know, the parents are like, no, that's how he should talk to you, type of thing. And that's all right. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's just every team is different. You know, every school you coach has going to have different kids and players and parents. But you know, it does come then where people are like, they watching you to see if you slip up, you know, and that's where I hate it, because you got to let us do our job, because we don't tell you how to do yours.
Absolutely. No, and I definitely agree. And it's just like, you know, I've coached AAU, different stuff like that, and I've had, you know, parents on the sideline cussing, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, they get into it or whatever, is just chirping on the sideline one game, and then the next game they quiet, but you spazzing because you're trying to be like, bruh, because they may be out there fouling, crying, throwing a fit, whatever the hell it is, and it's just like, bro, you need to calm your ass down. But then all of a sudden, now it's, hey man, I don't, and it's like, obviously as coaches, if you are genuinely trying to coach kids and care about the kids, you're not trying to break down their self-esteem, you're not trying to hurt nobody, you're trying to get your point across, like you were saying. But I think a lot of times, you know, it depends on if you're winning, if you're doing this or that a certain way. Because if you're winning, parents is hands off, you know, get in their ass.
They legit won't say nothing.
Nothing. But if you're losing and stuff like that, then it's like, it's not okay. We're already 0-8. We're already. That's no difference to me. I'm gonna talk to you the same way, whether we're up by 20 and you're out here just bullshitting, trying to, you know, shoot a 60-foot three, or whether you're doing that and we losing by 20. Like, there's certain ways and certain situations where as a coach you just have to be a coach, and not everybody's coaching style is the same. So that was just something I was been thinking about, because, you know, especially when it comes to football, a lot of coaches are more aggressive. You know, it's a full contact sport. It's, you know, bust his fucking head, do this. You gotta knock his dick in the dirt. Like, that shit we've heard playing football.
It's a lot of adrenaline in football. You know what I'm saying? A lot of testosterone. Everybody out there riled up, and you gotta think of how hard it is, where people you just trying to, you're not trying to hurt each other.
Right.
At the end of the day, you try not to get pumped. And so in saying that, you already on 10s from the jump. So that's when I feel like a lot of that times, and that's the thing about football coaches, they don't get caught because they're so far from the stands. You know, they can kind of be in a helmet, you know, all that type of stuff. But I mean, I'm not saying all football coaches spaz like that, but a lot of them do. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just how the football culture talks to each other.
It's true. That was just a question I had, because, like I said, I know coaching is coaching, but I know basketball, it's not as aggressive or as, head to head. You're getting physical with somebody, whatever, every play. But of course, in basketball, sometimes things do get heated. Refs might not call shit. They might just let you go at it, and y'all are out there getting physical, shit like that. And like I said, someone gets too hyped and someone's ready to fight. You're like, hey, you need to calm your ass down, blah, blah, blah. Mom might be like, don't do that, blah, blah, blah. He's doing this to him. And I'm just like, I'm trying to get him to calm the fuck down before he gets punching somebody and it gets suspended for however long or can't play however many games, kicked out for the tournament. So shit like that.
But I would suggest, like, me personally, be you. You know what I'm saying? The best you can, because like when we took over where I coach now, the other assistants like, hey man, you can't talk to the kids like this and like that. And the third time said, look, no disrespect to you, I'm gonna do me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And in the most respectful way as I possibly can, but they have to understand I legitimately care about you. But I'm gonna also show you who I am as a man, because I don't want you to think I'm hiding nothing from you. I'm not faking nothing from you.
True.
So a lot of times in these young cats, the biggest thing they need is trust, and they want to trust you. And if they trust you, you can get a lot out of them that they didn't even think they could do. So that's why I tell people, don't be afraid. Like I'm one that's like, a lot of people be scared to lose their job and stuff and all that. But I'm like, as long as I'm giving my all and doing it right, if I lose my job, it is what it is.
Right.
But I know in my heart, I'm doing it the right way for the right reasons. So if I end up losing my job, it's just what it was. But I'm not going to be walking on eggshells about it.
Hey, whatever happened? You remember Southmore's freshman coach?
Dukes?
I don't know who he was.
Yeah, he a head coach. He
bugging.
He a head coach at a small school now.
Really?
Yeah,
He used
girls.
to
He
be-
coaches girls.
He used to be bugging.
Yeah.
I used to be everybody, because it was like a theatrical. Like everybody used to watch it, the game, and watch him during the games, because he used to be just tripping.
Yeah, but he think that's how he believed he got his best out of his girls.
But that's what that's a
Or
good-
his guys at the time.
Yeah, at the time. But that's why I'm like, that's a good example, because he got away with it, but it was like everyone knew him or something enough.
Well,
to
the
know
thing
it
is,
wasn't bad
his
intention.
dad is a legend in Oklahoma. Papa Dukes is a legend. Like, he was at Del City back in the day when I played, and he was the same way. And he would be like just
So it's just
spazzing.
the way they are.
Yeah, but then there's a brother that's at Moore, Dukes. He not like that. He not like that at all. I'm not lying. Like
funny.
legit, I ain't really ever heard Dukes yelling nothing.
Never.
Funny.
At the one at Moore, but the young one, he just like his dad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like,
Like
that's a good
I used to get
example.
recordings of Dukes coaching in games. Like look at this dude, yo.
Yeah, I remember
I'm like-
watching him like, this dude's tripping. I'm like, how does he have a job? But then you think about it.
He ain't cussing or nothing.
Yeah.
The one that
That's the
coached
thing.
against you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Like,
I beat him, of course.
yeah.
But
Hey, bro, he used to be tripping. I used to be dead laughing. Like,
yeah. But he got a head coaching job coaching girls, and it calmed him down a lot. And he was coaching girls in the summer, and then he calmed down, and so he's rebuilding that school. So happy for him.
Yeah, man. So let's get into it, man. My dumb ass, I thought I hit send on the group message because I had all the topics typed out
I
and
was
shit.
wondering, bro.
And I literally, that's what I was trying to go back and find. But we can go a little bit off the top of the dome. I really want to go,
send it?
huh?
Can you send it?
It's not even.
saying he
It
didn't.
deleted it. Like it's
Oh.
because it took whatever happened.
Yeah.
But so I really want to start off with these quarterback decisions on, a lot of these people have been set in stone on who's going to be the starter, who's not going to be the starter. So
It's NFL, right?
yes, NFL. We have first I want to start off with the little controversy with Cam Newton. Going in, we were talking about who's going to start and everything, and then he got the little second thing with COVID where he had to sit out a little bit or do some shit. And we were talking about how it was kind of Cam's job to lose. With doing that shit, obviously, I don't want to say obviously, I believe he's not vaccinated. And so, that may put their team at risk where you have to start Mac at some point.
Yeah.
And then in Belichick yesterday or the day before, I believe he said that, we still have decisions to make. Now we still have decisions to make.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that as a coach moving forward? How do you look at it?
I just like the fact that whatever happened with him and the protocols kind of gave Mac the freedom to show some things that he wasn't going to be able to. It, at the end of the day, Cam can't do nothing about that.
Right.
That's just the rules. Now, the COVID rules are what they are.
Right.
There's nothing, if he don't want to get vaccinated or whatever the situation may be, that's his decision. And if you as the head of the team, the coach, want to say, you're risking it for the team, blah blah blah, that's your decision. But me as a coach, I'm looking at it like, who give me my best opportunity to win. You know what I'm saying? And I look at it like Mac still needs some time.
Right.
Let Cam do his thing, play a couple games. If it don't work out, okay, now Mac's there. But the fact that Mac kind of slipped up in there, I don't really like that. You know what I'm saying? And Cam couldn't even defend himself. So I'm like, dang, you know what I mean? It's not even his fault, but he just did what he had to do. So I don't know. I think hopefully they give Cam the opportunity, but Belichick is different.
Right.
He makes some decisions that are pretty cutthroat at the end of the day, and he wants a quarterback that fits his system his way.
Absolutely.
And so all of us know he kind of took a chance on Cam last year, and so now he looking at like, this more Tom Brady-esque. I might try this out instead because I'm going to build on him anyway. So that's just how I see it.
Yo.
I don't know. I feel like Bill has like a little affection towards Cam a little bit, so I feel like Cam's going to be the starter. He's going to give him every single opportunity he can to like win that starting job and keep it. But like Mac's putting a lot of pressure on that with how he's playing. But at the same time, like he's playing against the 2s and 3s.
Right.
So like once you get into the big stage, it might be a little bit different than what we're seeing right now, especially with a lot of the rookies. But give it some time. Like I think Cam is going to be fine. I think he's going to play like well because you see him playing. Like he's still doing good.
Right.
His one interception was dude pulled it out of his receiver's hand.
Literally.
But he made dime of a throw.
Hell yeah.
They all have to get vaccinated, the NFL players?
They're trying to get it there.
I don't think it's
like
mandatory.
It's over 80% like has to get it, or they got to be in like hard like
The team?
like COVID like lockdown shit.
So what's Cam Newton's issue, though?
He just-
like, what is it? What's his protocol? He violated it?
No, I think
Yeah, he violated some
Oh, is
bullshit.
that what it was?
Yeah, that's what they said, but
Oh, okay.
Bill said he didn't.
I seen Cole Beasley got in trouble, too, with that stuff.
Yeah. Supposedly it was a trainer, as far as the Cole Beasley situation. A trainer had it. He was standing next to her. She tested positive. He tested negative, but he had to go ahead and sit out. So, I mean,
Weird shit.
yeah. And then that trainer was vaccinated.
The rules
or
are
whatever.
wild, bro. Like, like in 1 year, how different the rules are is insane.
I think if you test negative, like I think Cole said he tested negative.
Yeah.
twice. So I'm like, if he keeps testing negative, then I don't know
What's the
tell him.
point? You see what I'm saying?
Right. No, I definitely agree.
It is weird though how I feel like the NBA had no issues with this COVID stuff, like the protocols and
Like
all
that.
But the NFL seemed like they just can't.
But the thing was, the NBA was like, we're gonna lock in, we're gonna be here, we're gonna stay in this bubble, and bam.
well, I'm talking about
this
even during
past
the
season-
regular season.
Yeah.
Nah, because they shut it down once old boy got it.
Who?
Well, he's talking about like how they went through this whole season, like without like issues.
This last season.
Better not.
But
They said not a lot of players who got COVID. Not that I seen.
All right.
Even during the playoffs and everything.
Yeah, that's
that's what
true.
people worried about is people getting COVID during the playoffs and people being sitting out. But you didn't really see that a lot of it. I think it was the only issue was maybe Jason Tatum. I think at one point during the playoffs, but that was it.
well, you gotta think you got a 53 man roster compared to like a 15. So with them numbers, you're bound to have like more cases,
True.
especially over time.
Cut some of them niggas off. That's why.
Right. And then next we'll go to the San Francisco 49ers. They're trying to run a dual quarterback system where they run Jimmy G and Trey Lance. Obviously, prior to him being out, they just said that he'll be missing some time. Trey Lance, how do you feel about that as a quarterback moving, I guess, trying to maneuver, catch a rhythm, get a feel for the game, but you're coming in, you're switching out every few series? I'll start with you, AO.
It's gonna be hard to like catch your rhythm, like because you already know the more reps you get, the better you get, the more comfortable you get. But like trying to switch in and out, especially with Jimmy G's confidence, that's just gonna go down and down. But at the same time, they're trying to groom Trey, and they see something in him already to where they feel comfortable putting him in. So I'm just like, if you feel that way, fuck it, go with it.
Hell yeah. Big Tone?
I don't know, not too many times that I can recall in the NFL 2 quarterbacks like that working.
Right.
Efficiently. Not that I can remember. You know what I mean? So I look at it like you either just got to ride with one or the other. And Garoppolo, I feel like, deserves his opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Let him put himself in a hole before you get, kind of take some of his possessions away. Because, I mean, you don't know what can happen with the healthy G. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, like, if it works, it works. But I just don't see it working outside of college. You know, like in college, it works. In the NFL, it's just the game's so different that I don't feel like you can be efficient that way because in the NFL, everybody's so smart. You know, there's a lot of film watching. You know, it's obviously not new players all the time, that type of thing. So you're you're getting an offensive scheme going. But how does a quarterback gets to see over consistent possessions like, okay, that safety's doing this on that, blah blah blah. Instead, you're doing here. G's running. Okay, now Trey running. Oh, it's just it's hard for, like you said, for someone to get in a rhythm that way, especially like G, who's kind of a veteran now. You know what I'm saying? He deserves the right to see what the game's giving him and then teach Trey like, okay, this is what's going on.
Right. And
then you go from there. But if you see potential in Trey, I just feel like let Trey ride.
No, I definitely agree. I feel like he, like I said, gives him a different dynamic. I just think that's weird. You know, like we said, it's nothing I can remember seeing in my lifetime where they're switching to quarterbacks. And like I did that shit in junior high. In junior high, that shit's like, it's junior high. Like, this is the NFL where dudes are getting fucked up.
Yeah.
You know? So I just don't really know how I'm feeling about that. I really want to see Trey Lance, but obviously just a few minutes ago they said that he'll miss a little bit. So Jimmy G's going to be the starter, and I'm sure that they'll just ride with Jimmy G for a little bit until some shit decides to go sideways.
Yeah.
Now we go to Chicago, where for some weird-ass reason that coach is dead set on starting Andy Dalton over Justin Fields. Don't know why. I'm guessing it was some promise he made once, you know, he signed originally before they drafted Justin Fields. But if I feel like someone can help me win now and we don't have a hell of a lot of weapons to really do a lot with, I'm going to start the quarterback that we drafted. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of is what it is. But I'll let y'all speak on that. Ayo?
Yeah, I'm a little more long term, especially like seeing the offensive line, and like I don't trust it, and I'm not trying to fuck him up, like especially like early in his career. And like you said, like I don't think they have that many weapons. Like Allen Robinson is nice, and then Montgomery's nice, but they don't really have like a depth of like, what do you call it, a lot of receivers or even backs.
That's true.
So I was like, give it some time, especially like if you give it to like week 4 and let the like offense at least try to get some continuity and get a little bit better, then I'm like more comfortable with throwing them out there. But right now you're throwing them out there to the wolves, and especially being young and how fast that game is. Like you see how like my man already got popped once. Like you can only take so many of those, especially as a quarterback.
That's true. That's true.
I think if you look at it, you know, they're like, we can risk Andy. You know what I'm saying? Like, like we're gonna see what this looks like first before we throw him out there. See what we can do. A couple weeks. See what we can do with the linemen. See how they do all that type of stuff. Because Andy Dalton getting hurt, it ain't too much. But if you lost him, your future's basically shot for the year. You know, but and I don't like how when the rookies get hurt early in their careers, because a lot of times, especially at quarterback, they don't recover from it.
Right.
And that's just because as soon as they get hurt, and if it's something tragic like ACL, anything like that, they lose a step, all that type of stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. I think they just look at it as like, it's a trial period with Andy. Let's see if he gets his head knocked off enough, and then, all right, we're just going to let him keep going there.
Right.
But if they can maintain and the line's better than everybody expects, some guys step up at the receiver spot and all that type of stuff, then okay, we can try him out. But that's what I believe.
Right. So we'll go with our sure things with Trevor Lawrence. I don't know. I don't feel like they have much of a line, and like you said, it's kind of like the Justin Fields thing, but in reverse. They kind of just, you got to play. They traded away Gardner Minshew. They traded him to the Philadelphia Eagles.
I've seen that.
So, I don't know who their backup's going to be, but Trevor, from what I've seen, he's been playing very well. That last preseason game against Dallas, they won like 30-something. I don't even know. Yeah. But, I want to see him do well. I just want to make sure, again, you're protecting him because he's nice. He's won at every level. Like 6'5", good mobility, has a nice arm, makes good passes. So, how do y'all see his season going with the Jaguars? 5 games? They winning 5 games behind Trevor Lawrence? Or is it like 3?
I'm definitely closer to 3 right now than 5. Like looking at what they have,
Right.
and at the same time, like you said, their offensive line is right there next to what do you call Chicago's. It's not that good at all. And I was like, I hope he doesn't get hurt. Like I don't trust Urban Meyer that much, but give it some years, and that young man's gonna be something special.
Hell yeah. Big Tom?
With the fact that he lost his running back, I feel like it's really just a timetable with him. You know what I'm saying? But you never know. You know, like we said, like the line thing, you never know until it happens. All that type of stuff. But if you don't have a legit running game, you can just blitz him all game, and that's the scariest part. You know what I'm saying? But I think he's super promising, man. In college, he was tough, dude. Like
Right.
the way he passed, you know, agile. You know, he was on the money. Dude was accurate. It was crazy. You know,
Yeah.
like I was really surprised that he was as good as he was. Like I didn't even a lot of times want to believe it, but it's just he was the man. You see what I'm saying? And he, in my opinion, you know, he's the prototypical quarterback in the NFL. Tall, you know, strong, all that type of stuff. But we'll see, man. Hopefully they can keep him healthy. That's gonna be the main thing.
Well, yeah. And we have Zach Wilson over there at the Jets, New York Jets. I don't know. I don't feel like they have the terrible team. I think they have some weapons. I mean, they still ass. Don't get me wrong. Jets is ass. I don't remember a point in time in my life where Jets were good.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's played better than I thought he would. How do you feel about him going into the season? Do you think that he has any potential? Because right now he's more looked at as a gunslinger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like he's impressed me a lot, especially with this play, because I wasn't expecting it, especially from BYU. But with preseason, it's a lot of vanilla defenses. So when they start like scheming and game planning, and the lights get a little brighter, like I'm a little worried about him, especially like with his what do you call it, offensive like weapons. They're not really the best either.
Yeah, all they got is Corey Davis, I think.
That's what I'm saying. You got him, and then a bunch of who's like paying for their Jets, especially, and your defense isn't going to be that good either. So like you're going to be on the field a lot. So it's just like how much you can do, I don't know. We'll see. But like he's impressed me so far, but I need to see it once it gets real.
Hell yeah, getting close. Big Tone?
Yeah, I don't know if the competition is realistic enough to see what his potential can be, because then again, where he played in college ain't the greatest, you know what I'm saying? And then you go and you play against 2s and 3s or whatever, but you're gonna see when them first lights come on and you have to get busy. That's when your decisions have to be made, and ain't no more stopping and talking. It's just you got to go. So I think he has a heck of an arm. I just don't know if his decision making is going to be good enough for the NFL. But that's just something for him to surprise me on.
I feel that. So, right now, who wins more games, Trevor Lawrence or Zach Wilson this season? Big Tom?
I'm going to go with Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence?
Trevor.
Now. Me too. I fuck with Trevor.
Yeah, they play Houston twice, so you know you got at least 2 right there.
Yeah, I was going with Jacksonville like 5 games. I'm more on that 5.
Jacksonville 5? Okay. I fuck with that. So now let's get into, some veterans, some OGs, man. Since we both have, we got a Dallas fan and then we got a Dak fan here. Dak has, I think they said he ain't played football in 11, 12 months, somewhere around there. Didn't play any preseason from what I can remember. And he's going to kind of just go out there week 1 and, let that shit ride. So I guess I'll start off with, do you believe that Dak's shoulder is completely healed, or are they just kind of rushing him out there for week 1? Let's go with you, AO.
God damn, this shit's ugly.
Yeah.
I think he's still. I'm worried. I'm super worried. I think it's a little bit lingering, especially once he starts trying to rip it, trying to get into tight space. He's gonna feel it a little bit. That's what I'm worried about. Like I'm hoping he's fine, and I'm hoping like they were kind of bullshitting and giving his ankle a little more time, and then trying to play it off. But I'm really worried right now.
Yeah. Big Tom.
Man, I think this is a situation where money comes involved. Dak playing against the Bucs is a little more intriguing than the backup.
Really?
So even if he gets out there and he only plays, a quarter, and then all of a sudden he's sore, that's just what it was. You know what I'm saying? But if he's healthy, The only thing I worry about is his reps. But then again, Dak to me is a hell of a quarterback, man. He really is. He steps up to the moments a lot of the times. He ain't afraid of it. And then with Zeke being healthy, and all the other receivers getting their stuff together, our line coming back, I feel like he could be okay. As long as they keep him protected and he ain't got to take too many hits, he'll be all right. Now, the fact you're playing the champions is kind of tough. But at the end of the day, Dallas, we're kind of always set up for some wild stuff. It's just true. But I think Dak could be all right if he can be. I'll take like a 80% healthy Dak over our backup any day.
60%.
He might even throw left-handed. I'm cool with that. You see him? But
right.
I think Dak could be all right. He a tough guy, but it's scary because it is his throwing shoulder. So it's just like, what do you do? Does he have to sit another year? You just paid everybody. Like, what's the plan here? So I don't know, man. I'm nervous because I talked to a lot of guys. I was watching Skip Bayless and them the other days. And Skip, a Dallas fan, he said Bucks beating them by 35.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't do it. I couldn't handle that. Not first game of the season. He gonna say the first game of the season starts against the Chargers.
Yeah, like that.
I'm like, dang, bro. But
Man,
yeah, if Dak's all right, bro, I feel like it could be fun to watch.
man, this is about to be a hell of a warm-up game for Dak.
Shit.
Welcome back, my boy.
Right. To one of the best defenses in football.
Man,
And probably the best, honestly.
Right. And then he's making what they say, $75 million this year.
who?
Dak.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
No, fuck it.
Jerry Palin.
Jerry's like, your ass going to be out there for
No doubt.
$75 million.
You watch Hard Knocks, he be like, hey, what's wrong with when Dak come back?
He said, nah, I'm gonna need some of this money back.
Yeah.
But no, that's crazy. I'm hoping that he does well. Of course, he had that gruesome injury going into or coming out of like game 3 or 4 last season.
Crazy.
I think he has a really good team. I'm really excited about Michael Parsons. I actually like him. I've seen him fly around, get to the ball. I think he'll definitely help that defense because I feel like if Dallas can definitely get better on defense, maybe there won't be so much pressure on Dak to do so much all the time on offense, and create so much, Zeke slimming down. But that shoulder is definitely going to determine a lot. It's going to affect a lot of throws, whether it be trying to fit it in a small window or trying to throw the deep ball. It's just a lot of different arm motions that you got to do. And if it's fucked up, it's not going to be pretty.
I know it's not fun, but it makes me happy in a kind of a sense where we can start running the ball again, more than normal.
Right.
Because when we were good, when we won the majority of our games, we was giving the ball to Zeke. Zeke was on some weird stuff last year, but in that year, you hand him the ball, you was getting to it. So now this is a situation where we kind of have to.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that it's not fun to watch, but I'm cool with it.
Right.
Like, let's drag it out. He get 3-4 yards per down. All right, cool. And then Dak, check downs, little back passes, stuff like that. I'm cool, but I just worry about him throwing that deep ball, bro. It was already kind of iffy, as it was. So
yeah,
that's what it is, bro.
Yeah. Then we see we go to the Baltimore Ravens. We see J.K. Dobbins is out for the season, torn ACL in the preseason game.
Man, prayers for you, my guy.
Yeah, shout out to J.K., man. I was real excited. I like him. He's cool. I seen him play at Ohio State, I believe it was, and he gets busy, of course, but that puts a lot more pressure on Lamar Jackson, puts pressure on Hollywood Brown, Mark Andrews, obviously. Who was it? Was it Sammy Watkins that's injured as well?
Nah, I see he's questionable, yeah.
Yeah, he's questionable. I'm not sure about Bateman, I believe, that they have. So, Lamar slowly, ever since he got number 1 top 100, on the NFL, he slowly drifted down further and further. Is it, going to be, I obviously it's going to be harder, but do you believe that all the teams are starting to figure Lamar Jackson out, and with his weapons going down, that it's going to affect their record tremendously? Or you think they're just going to be right back where they were? Hell,
I think Gus Edwards isn't like a big drop off from JK, but at the same time, it all depends on Lamar's arm. Like, I'm more or less like that person that's like, I need a more quarterback to throw the ball first before being able to run. So with him, he's just going to have to take that next step as a quarterback and mature and be able to make those throws like consistently, because he can make them here and there. His thing is consistency each and every play. So as long as he can do that, like, he'll be able to like carry them. But right now, I'm gonna need to see it right now on a consistent basis.
Oh yeah, Big Tom.
You take, he runs a lot anyway. So you take out the running game he has. He got to use his feet a lot more.
Right.
And I don't feel like he's the best out of pocket passer.
Right.
Kind of like Baker Mayfield or somebody like that, Russell Wilson. But he definitely is going to have to make better decisions, stay in the pocket a little bit more, because just like any of the greats, Mike Vick, all those scramblers, they got hurt, they got beat up, and he's the key to the team. Like, that's just what it is. Like, if there's no him, the team's not successful.
Right.
Like, they have they got the other pieces, but he does so much with his feet. Then he's got better at passing. But J.K. really blew up to where you was like, okay, he might hand the ball off to but now you ain't even got to worry about if he hand it off really like that.
Right.
The backup's solid though. He not bad, but it's one of those things where he either got to use his feet more or he got to sit in the pocket. And I'd rather him sit in the pocket because I feel like he's not a bad decision maker unless he's running.
Right.
A lot of times if you watch his interceptions throughout the year, he'd be running for his life or whatever the situation may be, roll out the pocket, and he's just dropping off bad passes. But when he stays in there, he made a lot of good, like, actual quarterback passes. Everybody's like, oh, man, he actually can pass the ball. So it's going to be that situation where they need to make a decision on what they want to do with him. When to run him, when not to run him, tell him quit running so often, all that type of stuff.
Oh, yeah. So I was looking, man, and I guess I want y'all's input on this because Todd Gurley, supposedly everyone was talking about when J.K. goes down, you put Todd Gurley, but then something popped up where they're saying that Baltimore's not interested really in Todd Gurley. We've seen Todd Gurley do a lot of stuff when he was with the Rams. He had one season in Atlanta. Is Todd Gurley's kind of his run, over in the NFL? Is it just one of those things where he's kind of just done? Le'Veon's a free agent as well. Are they just kind of out of the league now?
Dang. I don't know. I'm really like old heads like that. Like, in my opinion, Melvin Gordon, what's the difference between them guys and him?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And Melvin Gordon, honestly, track record injury-wise is nowhere near as good as those two. So I think it's just one of those things like the NFL kind of got to get out of its own way of thinking the new young running back is the way. When somebody like Le'Veon Bell was the stuff until he left. Like, period. Like, he was just one of the best, probably the best running back in the league that year before he left.
Right.
And I'm like, how does he not play football somewhere? You know what I'm saying? Todd Gurley was a hoss. He getting older, yeah, but I don't know what team he fits on in his running scheme. So I think that's where it's hard. But, like, even Dallas, like, we'll take him, and I love Tony Pollard. He's cool, but I'll take him as a backup for real.
Right. Have a 1-2 punch.
Yeah, because you got Zeke who going to pound it in and get busy, but then you got Todd. He can pound it down and get busy too. So, Le'Veon Bell, his running scheme, the way he runs is so different.
Right.
People weren't used to it. I hate to tell him, like, you might have to go back to Pittsburgh. Like, that's just, the best running you did was there because they knew how to run you.
That's true. Yeah.
I think it's just going to be, what do you call it, like situational and timing, because both of them being like older and then, what do you call it, Todd Gurley having some shitty ass knees. I think they're going to get picked up like later on in the season when like they're not two backs that can hold up like throughout a long season. But if you get them later on in the season, like right before, what do you call it, like the trade deadline or somewhere around there, then like they can hold up and then they can produce for your team. So I think it's just more or less situational and understanding both of them right now. If you get them, they're more likely to get hurt.
Right.
And they'll last the whole season compared to like if you get them later on, you already know. Like you can get something worth your while.
True. So we're gonna go to the LA Rams, which has some connection to the Patriots with Sonny Michel making that trade, getting a running back. They can kind of catch the ball at the backfield, run a little bit. Obviously, you have a decent receiving core. What impact did Sonny Michel have on the Rams, if any? Because, obviously he was in New England where he had Belichick, he had Cam, all those guys around him, and for some reason, they just kind of let him go. Yeah. Ayo, we'll start with you.
I think it's more or less like an insurance policy because my man Henderson's about to fuck me in fantasy if he doesn't stop getting hurt.
Right.
Like, because right now he's not showing that much durability right now, and that's your only back. So they're just getting kind of like an insurance policy just in case because right now he's not doing it.
Right, Shalon Pickens over there, Big Tom.
I mean, he is durable. You know what I'm saying? He never had to run a whole lot in his career.
Right.
He didn't give him the ball a ton, but he was productive when he got it. You know what I'm saying? And so, once again, like, if I didn't know they only had one back. They only got one back. I mean, that's a great two to have. Obviously he could be your one if push came to shove, but it's one of those things that they had to throw a wrench in the pot and say, "Let me grab something." And they did, and they got lucky because I was not expecting that at all. I was just looking at him on our fantasy the other day, like, oh yeah, I might bag him up.
Yeah, I got him in one of them.
Right, and then out of nowhere it was like, bam, trade. I'm like, for what, bro? What do you do? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But L.A. Rams quarterback is who?
Matthew Stafford.
I sent in a text in the group. Nobody responded.
What'd you say?
I said Skip Bayless is killing Matt
Oh, yeah.
Stafford. No. It was Nick Wright.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nick Wright was saying, and I love Nick Wright because he loves LeBron. That's a big thing.
Of course.
But he was saying how, when did all of a sudden Matthew Stafford become this great quarterback? When did we hold guys to high standards who never really made the playoffs, won 5 games? Like, he was like, and I know his teams ain't great, all this type of stuff, but he was like, when do we ever, all of a sudden, guy goes to another team, now he's in top 10 in the league in quarterbacks and blah blah blah. And I'm like, that's what I be saying, bro. Like, that's why I'm like, he said he liked Matt Stafford because he's seen him, all those potentials. I'm just like, I've never seen him do what everybody thinks he's gonna happen. And so that's why I'm like, that's why I was with him. I'm like, okay, that makes sense to me. Why all of a sudden is everybody such a Matt Stafford fan?
I've always been, I won't say a fan. I've seen some of the numbers and the things he was able to do with that shitty Detroit team. And I guess I can kind of compare it to the Ryan Tannehill in Miami situation, where no one looked at Ryan Tannehill as shit ever when he was with the Dolphins. I mean, that's why they let him go. They're like, you ain't doing nothing down here, get rid of you. Yeah. But you see now he's with, the Titans. You don't do a whole lot. You ain't got to be the best. But, I mean, shit, when you got Derrick Henry, it opens up the rest of the field for you. You can throw that mug wherever. So, they put you in the system where now they got you a decent 2-back with Sonny Michel. You have some good receivers with Cooper Kupp and
Woods.
Yep. They have a nice little tight end, too. Keenan. Yep. Keenan's at Chargers.
Oh,
Chargers. But yeah,
they got Tyler Higbee.
Higbee's nice. Like, you give him some weapons. Yeah, everyone talks about he had the greatest receiver of all time with Megatron and blah blah blah. Megatron, and that's it.
Like, he got Megatron his stats too. So it's just like, you can't knock him for that,
right? And people were like, he made Megatron retire. That's the only weapon they gave him. Shit, you gonna throw it. What are you gonna do? Give it to the running back or throw it to the person that's more likely gonna catch it and can get you 20, 30 yards?
But the thing what Nick Wright kept saying was like, he's been in the league 10 years. That's the part that's not helping him. 10 years of not being good. Nobody, like, a lot of times in the NFL, we don't. If a person not good, his team's not good for that long. You're like, okay, that he's buns basically,
right?
And so he was saying, he's like, I'm not saying. He said the thing is with Matt Stafford, he's not really getting any fault for the team sucking. It's just the team sucked and he was the quarterback. And he's like, well, he's the quarterback still. So there was some play in there. He actually had to do it. That's why I'm like, that's where I was in my mind. I'm like, we just got to see what plays out,
right?
Because I never looked at it like the Tannehill situation, but I didn't think Tannehill was bad in Miami. It's just his team was bad. You see what I'm saying? But maybe this is the opportunity that'll work for him.
Yeah.
I think it's like taking like a De'Aaron Fox or somebody like that from like Sacramento and throwing him to like the Warriors or like somewhere with some help, and like you can actually see like the potential in them compared to like you play in Sacramento or like Blake in Detroit, like for those 3 years, and you don't want to be there. Like, you're not happy. You're gonna play like shit. But then you go to Los Angeles and you got some weapons and you got like one of the best offensive coaches. Like, there's a lot of potential there to be something great.
Yeah. When the fourth player I can remember, as far as when I think of Detroit, I think of Megatron, Matthew Stafford, Darius Slay before he left, and fucking Adrian Peterson.
And Ryan Broyles.
Ryan Broyles.
Yeah, there was one more receiver, but I can't think of his name. The little guy.
Marvin Harris. I mean, not Marvin Jones.
Yeah, Marvin Jones.
Drew.
Yeah, so it was just like it was hit and miss.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, but there was
misses.
never a time he never had a group of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and it's Detroit, ain't nobody want to go play in Detroit. And Barry Sanders said, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't doing that. So.
Hell no. That's what I'm saying. I don't remember at any point in my life since 1995 that anyone has ever said shit about the Detroit Lions. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I just think he got drafted to a shitty situation. Let him get drafted to anywhere else, even where the defense is good. Chicago, Denver.
But then you look at it, what other quarterback can you remember that's been in that situation?
It's been with a shitty team.
Just bad for that long. Outside, I think Sam Bradford maybe won.
Sam Bradford wasn't the greatest though.
Yeah,
Fitzpatrick can be anywhere and he's shit.
But
that's like 18
but that's
teams.
my issue though. Like Matt Stafford being compared to the best now, but we're comparisons for him is like Fitzpatrick.
But you got to think with those dudes, they were all kicked from their teams. Like Detroit kept on giving my man a max contract, and my man was collecting bank, so he wasn't leaving.
That's what I was just trying to figure out, like who else would you compare him to in that situation? Because you could say like Matt Ryan, but they ended up being good eventually.
Right.
It took a lot of time, but they got their one good year in. Joe Flacco. He had one good year, or not one, but a great year in Baltimore. You know what I'm saying?
Baltimore's always good, though. They're not great some years, but they're always like 9-10 wins.
Yeah, their defense was legit, too, back then.
So do me a favor, while you got that, if you could look up Aaron Rodgers stats from just type in Aaron Rodgers stats. So I'm going to give a little bit of Matthew Stafford over the last... before that shit. He got a lot of yards here. So in 2020, he threw for 4,084 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. In 2019, he threw for 2,500 yards, 19 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. 2018, 3,777 with 21 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. 2017, 4,446 yards with 29 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. 2016, 43-27, 24 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. And I'm going to just go from the yards down right here. 2015, 4,262, 4,257, 4,650, 4,967. 2011, he threw for 5,038 yards with 41 touchdowns and 16 interceptions.
That's when he had mega.
I believe that,
But,
but still, what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years in a row he threw for 4,000 plus.
Yeah, and so did A-Rod.
I believe it.
But A-Rod had a couple seasons where obviously he was hurt, I guess. But outside of that, he probably averaged over 4,000 yards for sure. But his touchdown interception ratio was insane. Like his quarterback ratings 121, 104, 112, 108. 105, 122. Like his quarterback rating's nuts. Every 95 was his, or 92 was his least one in the last since 2007. You know what I'm saying? And that's just. But A-Rod's team obviously has been a lot better. So it's just
Super Bowl contenders sometimes 1-1.
Yeah.
And that's
but so I looked up Matthew Stafford. And this is what I was thinking of. I was thinking of Golden Tate.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I was thinking of. And so, like it says, his best cast members was Reggie Bush, C.J. Anderson, Kerryon Johnson. That was on one team, and then
that sounds like some
she got Danny Amendola, Kenny Galladay, Marvin Jones, Golden Tate, Calvin Johnson. The best tight end was Eric Ebron. And then after that, it's just like I can't like none of these cats I even know like, at all. 2019, none of them. I don't know none of the players.
Right.
Like, except Slay.
Right. That's it.
None of them. Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. If he gets with some better players that can make some moves, that can, make some shit happen, and now you're in a system with, what's your buddy name? Sean McVay? Sean McVay, he's a good coach, one of the most winningest coaches, the youngest coach in the league.
Best offensive minds in the game, really.
Right.
Already, which is crazy.
And, LA's not a hard place to pull people to. You know what I'm saying? You could... Shit, I was low-key wanting Julio to go over there, but, I'll take him teaming up with Derrick Henry over there. But how do you feel about Matthew Stafford with the Rams? going into the season?
A lot better than Jared Goff. I
feel that.
Jared Goff, like, I was never a fan of him. I thought he was shit. Me and Amar would fight about that shit every day because that man was buttons to me. I mean, he did beat Dallas, what was it, like a couple years ago on that bullshit-ass play. But other than that, hasn't done much. He's pretty much what you called, like, reason the way he is pretty much because of his coach. Like, other than that, he's not shit. And then,
so he gonna be trash this year?
Pretty much. I mean,
who you calling the trash? The Rams?
Jared Goff.
Yeah, he's been ass.
What?
He's trash.
His team was good though.
His team.
He was on that team. Matt Stafford,
you put him on that team? I bet you. Shit, don't make me pull up what Jared Goff's stats have been for the last 10 years. I bet you he's thrown for maybe 25, maybe. But shit, yeah, I think he does dog shit with the Detroit Lions. I think he's gonna, soon retire because he ain't gonna do nothing but just get fucked up over there.
pretty much.
And they're gonna have all these high expectations that he's gonna do or be able to do something. But I think that was one of the dumbest trades that I've ever seen in my life.
What?
Jared Goff for Matthew Stafford.
Well, they got 3 first-round picks too, so
Gotta give him that.
You hating on him? He threw over 4,000 yards.
How many times?
3 seasons in a row.
3 seasons.
And so the other season was 3,800. But he's only been in the league 6 years.
That's fine. That's
Or
fine.
5 years, actually. And so 4 out of the 5, he threw over 3,800 yards.
Over 38. That's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's not too bad.
And once again, his system was good for him. Very beneficial. He had great pieces around him. That's fair.
We'll see if he can do that shit in Detroit. We'll see if he can do that shit with nobody. So, let's stay along that kind of lineage right now. Carson Wentz, they said will be put on the COVID list or whatever. So, how were you feeling before that shit happened? Carson Wentz on the Colts, Indianapolis Colts. Do you think he makes anything happen? Obviously, Philly let him go for not too much, in my opinion. I mean, I don't even know if he's Phillip Rivers, going in there replacing him. But
Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Famer.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But Carson Wentz, this is the craziest part about him. The situation he was dealt in Philly, he was good. The team was good. He left. This team was still good. So I was like, okay, maybe it wasn't you as much. And then he got hurt. All the non-stuff. But now I was watching some stuff about him the other day. Coach loves him. Real good relationship with the coach. So one of those things. Sometimes if you're comfortable, he ain't got to worry about Foles taking his job and all that type of stuff. He can just play football, and his team's actually not bad. So it's not like he went to a bad situation, like a horrible situation.
Right.
He can build around him and do that. So I think he could be okay. It's just hopefully he can get out of his own mind this year and just play football. Because you don't got to risk losing your job, all that type of stuff. You can just play and take all the risk you possibly can. It's just you have to follow up some of the greatest. You know what I'm saying?
True.
And like even Andrew Luck, he's not on Andrew Luck's level.
No.
You see what I'm saying? And then Phillip Rivers, Peyton Manning. Like it's just you have too much to compete with, but you just got to go out there and ball.
A long lineage of great quarterbacks.
Yeah, I think he has all the potential in the world to be one of those. But like you said, he really just has to get out of his head. Because you got to think, like before he got hurt, like he was having the MVP season with the same offensive coordinator. And he was on that high. But then once you got hurt and you see how life changed like fast, he wasn't ready for it. And then especially in Philadelphia, like every year everybody kept on getting hurt. So he wasn't really given the best like opportunity to show what he could prove. That and then plus the year after, once you get into your head like that, it's kind of hard to get out.
Right.
Especially when everybody around you is not trying to even like really help you in that situation. They're more like ready to move on in a sense from you.
No, they were because, after Nick Foles went in there and won that Super Bowl, it was like, bro, you can't fuck up because we'll start him again.
Right. That's the thing. Like he has to go in there and deal with that. He coming back from injury. Hopefully, I come back right. And even if I don't, they cool without me. If you don't feel like you're needed, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes even wanted,
right? It
just messaged you and told you you're not comfortable and all that type of stuff. So it's just one of those things. Now he got the weight off his shoulders, no stresses. Got the offensive coordinator back. Head coach loves him. All right, cool. Let's do this thing. So hopefully he flourishes. He does well because I know he has a lot of potential.
Oh yeah, I want to see people do good, of course, but like you said, with that long history of just great quarterback after great quarterback after great quarterback, those are all three. I mean, I don't know if Andrew Luck will be inducted to the Hall of Fame with the career that he had, but I mean, that's about as great as you can get within that short little tenure you had there. Yeah. Obviously, you had 2 Hall of Famers there as well. So there's a lot of expectation, especially in Indianapolis, because we were all there, growing up whenever, Peyton Manning was there with Reggie Wayne and all those guys over there and just whooping ass. Adrian James. Like, there's kind of an expectation being there in Indianapolis.
Facts.
So I wish you the best, Carson. But we gonna see. So let's keep on going, man. Obviously, you got Tampa Bay coming back, all 22 starters. You got the Chiefs coming back with a whole new offensive line. Kind of just trying to reinforce everything that Patrick Mahomes has and trying to gear up for the season. How do you feel going in? Who are your kind of favorites to win it all? Is it going to be the returning champs that are getting everybody back? Or do you feel like Patrick Mahomes and the gang, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, McCole Hardman, all those guys, do you think they can go ahead and maybe get this one on Tom Brady? I'll go with you, AO.
Man, I feel like the North Dakota Anteaters are going to take it all this year.
This dude, fantasy.
Not a chance.
Fantasy, bro.
Not a chance. He going 500.
They're going
500.
Well, there. But we can put some money on our game, but we'll talk later.
My Cash App always open. Always. Alex Online, always open.
Oh, wow.
He don't want to run an 8-ball pool. I run his whole bank account.
Big Tone, how are you feeling?
Nah, man, I don't know. I just can't. I can't really ever. Until Tom Brady retire, I just can't go against him. It's just, I don't know what the deal is with him, and maybe it's just him. But wherever he goes, they just build something around him that's successful. And it, like in New England, it wasn't always the greatest. Nope. You know what I'm saying? But it got the job done. And then he goes here, gets the job done. And then they're like, let's try to run it right back. Mm-hmm. And he even said, and I watched him in the podcast on the shop, or not a podcast, but on the shop with LeBron James. And he said, I might be able to play till I'm 50. And so I'm like, how many rings you going to get? Like with the team, like you legit brought back the champions, the whole team.
The whole team.
And then all healthy. It's not like some of them got hurt, big injuries. You coming back mentally healthier. Antonio Brown's all good. You know what I'm saying? Gronk's probably the healthiest he's been in a while. Then you got all the other cats, and you're just like, wow.
Yeah.
And then you got Kansas City, who had to make a big flip just so that they face Tampa again. They don't have to go through that same issue. Right. Which I think ideally both of them are probably going to be in there again. But the only ones that I feel like gonna give them a run for their money, which is the Bills. I'm really interested in them. Yeah, I'm excited to see what they can do. And then
they didn't make too many moves this offseason, did they?
Nah, I don't think so.
No, they just got Emmanuel Sanders.
Yeah, that's right. Emmanuel, a little help. Give Stephon Diggs some help.
Yeah, I don't really know outside of that. I would probably say I like the Titans, because of the piece they picked up. But
the piece.
It's just I mean
he said one. He didn't need to name everybody.
Yeah. The number 2, if they're gonna classify him as the number 2 option, he's the best number 2 option in the history of the game.
Put it on his jersey. He said, I am number 2.
I don't know how old he is. That's crazy. But I just think I can't go against Tampa right now. It's just what it is. Like Dallas gonna be the first game, but outside of that, it's just what it is.
Obviously.
I will say I got the Rams right now.
Oh yeah.
What? Boy got big Matthew Stafford going.
No way.
We betting Stafford, like especially with their offense right now, like it's prolific.
And that defense too.
And that defense, that's what I'm going on, because I think right now it's gonna be Kansas City and the Rams in the finals. But especially if Aaron Donald can get in the backfield and disrupt Pat like what we saw last year, then I feel like the Rams can really do it. So right now, I think that's where I'm kind of leaning towards.
You believe the Broncos are a quarterback away from winning it?
They were with Peyton.
With Aaron Rodgers, yeah.
Hey, and that's
I'm just talking about a good quarterback. Deshaun Watson.
If they get
Deshaun, yeah.
Okay.
Deshaun was like number 1 in QBR last year or some shit like that.
Passing yards. So, yeah.
So before we get out of here, I don't know if y'all do this, but every year I get excited. I watch the NFL Top 100. So if you've seen it, do you have any questions or anybody you would put in the top 10. So I'm going to go down the list from 1 through 10. Patrick Mahomes, number 1. Aaron Donald, number 2. Aaron Rodgers, number 3. Derrick Henry, number 4. Travis Kelce, number 5. Devontae Adams, number 6. Tom Brady, number 7. DeAndre Hopkins, number 8. TJ Watt, number 9. And Josh Allen, number 10. Is there anybody else in the league that you feel that was left out?
I mean, obviously the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? I feel like
Who?
He's in there.
Tom Brady's 7.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said he was.
Tom Brady's 7. Russell Wilson's not in there. Let me give you some of these other people that didn't make it in there. Let's go 11 through 20. Stephon Diggs was 11. Russell Wilson was 12. Jalen Ramsey was 13. Alvin Kamara 14. Tyreek Hill 15.
No, Alvin Kamara, bro. He different.
Yeah.
He really, really different, bro. Last year, that one game, he scored me 60-something points in fantasy is the reason I won the championship.
Oh, wow.
Dead serious. Because he's just like that.
He
you know
is.
What I'm saying? And so...
Can he be like that with
don't know-
Jameis?
I don't know how I feel. You know, I don't know much about TJ Watt.
Mm.
I don't know, you know, is he better than his brother? All that time. Obviously, currently, he probably is.
Mm.
But I'm not taking no TJ Watt over Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, I think
I'm putting Kamara in the top 10.
Kamara in the top 10.
I don't know if I'd put him in the top 10, but TJ Watt was a little stretch for me. I had him more at like the 12-ish. I'd flip him with Jalen Ramsey though.
Jalen Ramsey,
Yeah,
put him in top 10.
Jalen right there, especially being a corner and like how, what do you call it? It's one of the premier positions like nowadays. I like Jalen.
Oh, yeah.
Especially up there.
Myles Garrett was 16. Xavier Howard, 17. Deshaun Watson was 18. Budda Baker was 19. And Dalvin Cook was 20.
Yeah, I like Dalvin too, but I'm a fan of Alvin Kamara.
Mm-hmm.
I'm TJ Watt, you know, being a defender and all that. I'm like, we'll see. I don't know. I just don't see it as him being that good.
No,
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
that good.
Yeah, but Alvin Kamara to me is that good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who are running backs that got over him in the top 10?
You said over Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
They have, let's see, running backs.
I think it was
Just Derrick Henry, I believe. Yeah, it was only Derrick Henry.
Oh, okay.
It was the only
That's
running
fair,
back
that's
above
fair.
him. So let's go ahead. Before we get up out of here, week 1, Big Tone suggested this. We're going to go through the first week of NFL. We're going to go through and see who we believe is going to win. Do we want to do scores or we just want to do who wins?
No.
How many touchdowns? Just do wins?
Yeah, 'cause
All
I
right.
don't know the over and unders and all that type of stuff on the game.
Cowboys and Bucks play Thursday. First game, September 9th.
You know who I'm taking.
Tampa 7.5 point favorite.
That's it?
That's it.
Taking Dallas.
Taking Dallas to cover that?
Yeah, to cover.
Or to cover?
I can't say win.
The fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, you're a Dallas hater, bro.
That's just funny, bro.
I
Hey, yo.
go Tampa right now.
Tampa? Okay.
I'm about like 14, I guess.
Okay. Fair enough.
Skip said 35 hurt my heart.
And you're a Dallas fan.
Dude, what? Who you
Alright.
taking?
I'm taking Tampa. You know,
They
go.
cover the 7?
Shit.
I might have to hit Josh Cash. Up.
Like,
6,
they-
7, 10.
You crazy. All right, bet. Want my little Whataburger meal shit.
That's fine.
Eagles, Falcons. Atlanta's favorite 3.5 points.
I'm taking Eagles
Eagles
to win.
to win.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Going Falcons.
Okay. I'm going Eagles. Fuck them Falcons. Oh, man. I'm going Eagles, man.
I'm
Shout
rock
out,
with the Eagles.
shout out Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith.
Facts.
And my boys, and my boy Devontae Smith is receiver 1.
Told you.
Seen that.
Nice, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And, Chad Ochocinco's the one that made me watch him more. He's talking about it, but that boy different.
His routes is
Yeah.
nice.
I said kind of reminded him of himself, supposedly, but
I mean, Ocho's a little different. Steelers, Bills. Buffalo's favored by 6.5.
healthy Big Ben.
When has he been? When has he been healthy?
I'm taking Pittsburgh.
Over the Bills?
Yeah, I'm taking Pittsburgh, bro. I like Pittsburgh.
Okay,
I
fair
like
enough.
Pittsburgh. I'll take them straight up win.
Straight up win. Hey, yo.
What was the game?
Steelers and Bills.
Bills. Steelers are overrated.
Okay.
Again.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Juju as receiver 1. Like, how consistent he'll be able to be.
No, I like the Claypool.
Claypool, yeah, he's nice.
Yeah.
He is nice.
Yeah,
Chase
facts.
Claypool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mess with him. Vikings, Bengals. Minnesota's favorite 3.5 points.
I'm taking the Bengals, baby. Joe Burrow for life.
I like Joe Burrow. I can't say that. I like him and Jamar Chase.
Kirk Cousins, boy. That boy, the most overpaid quarterback in the history of the game. That stuff's crazy.
Mr. Guaranteed Money. But I'm gonna say Vikings. Again, Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson.
That's facts. That quarterback threw more picks than anybody in the world, though.
I mean, hey, obviously, I guess he's better than Ryan Fitzmagic. Hey, how you feeling? Vikings, Bengals, 3.5. Vikings is the favorite.
I'm going with the Vikings right now. I feel like they're gonna be a lot better than they were last year. It's like a bounce back year for them. And then I'll take the over on that one.
Well, yeah,
Joe Mixon.
Yeah, I was about to say Joe Mixon. I'm waiting for you to make that jump, man. Come on. 49ers, Lions. San Francisco's favorite, 7.5 points.
49ers about 35.
He said 35.
49ers.
Oh, for Jared Goff, man?
You said the team is the one I'm worried about.
That's true.
That's facts.
Aaron, same?
You already know this.
Same friend? Yeah. Cardinals and the Titans. The Titans are favored by 3 points.
I gotta rock with the Titans. The new move, the new wave. I gotta rock with them, even though I can't go against my boy Kyler that often.
Yeah, I fuck with Kyler.
But I mess with the Titans.
Let's go. You know I'm going to the Titans in my jersey. I'll get my shit soon.
What team you like this year? That one?
Yeah, them and Miami.
No, you don't like Miami.
Yes, I do. I like Tua and Jalen Waddle. I might be an Eagles fan because they got Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith.
That's fine.
So, hey, 3-point Tennessee favorite. Cardinals.
Hey.
Yeah. Okay.
We got this on record.
We do, so we're going to have to go back.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm writing them down. Don't worry.
Seahawks and Colts. Seahawks are a 2.5-point favorite over the Colts. Big Tone.
I got to rock with my boy DK.
Yeah.
Got to rock with my boy. And I got Tyler Lockett in my keeper league, so.
And he was talking shit to me about Tyler Lockett when I picked him up in the other Lockett.
I had to keep him because I didn't know the receivers, bro.
I feel that. I'm going to go with Seattle. Obviously, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Chris Carson, Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's that dog. I'm going to go with you.
I think Seahawks. I don't even think Carson Wentz is going to play the first week. So
your boy Sam Ellinger going to go in there and lead them to victory?
Bro, my dude's out for 5 weeks right now.
Oh, damn. They have no quarterback.
Your dude.
Yeah, Texas. Sam Ellinger.
Bro, will talk to me in October.
Okay.
Chargers and Washington. The Chargers are a 1-point favorite. Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, them guys over there. I forgot the running back's name. Eckler.
Yeah,
Austin Eckler. And you know that Washington defense is nice. One of the best, if not number 2 in the league between them and Buffalo.
I'm going to rock with Washington.
Washington?
Yeah. In our division, so I rock with them.
Okay. I'm going to probably go with the Chargers. I'm a big fan of Justin Herbert. You know,
people like him.
I did not expect
first year. But
hell yeah. I didn't expect him to do that in his first year with one of the worst offensive lines. But, you know, sometimes things happen on accident. So he could have a shitty year this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm more or less with Washington right now. I think he's going to have like a sophomore slump. And at the same time, you got a new head coach. So there's going to be like that learning curve a little bit. So, yeah.
Big Chase Young fan, by the way. Fuck with Chase Young. That man's a dog.
Man, he's crazy. He's on the shop, too, talking dumb.
Yeah, like he don't give a fuck. Like he been there.
Hey, like what's really good, bro? You got to show me you better than me type thing.
Yeah, man. That's a big-ass kid. Jets, Panthers. Panthers are favored by 4.5 points.
No, I'm rocking with the Jets, baby. Fantasy, I'm rocking with the Jets.
You need the defense to do good.
They're going for 10, bro.
You said for 10?
10 points on me. They predicted 7.4. They're going for 10.
Okay. Ayo.
Just are getting their ass beat.
No, they're not.
I agree.
Sam Darnold's about
not.
to come in there and torch them.
No, they're not.
Sam Darnold, Chuba, C-Mac.
They've been practicing against that man his whole career. They're about to be picking him off. He's going to be salty.
Yeah, you're going to see. He might fuck around and do a Tannehill over there.
You know, he got small hands, so he ain't.
You got Jacksonville and the Texans. Jacksonville's a 3.5 favorite.
Who the quarterback for the Texans?
Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, I'm taking. You said the Jets?
Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Jaguars.
I'm taking Jacksonville.
Jaguars. All right, I'm taking Jaguars as well.
Jacksonville, definitely.
Hell yeah. Then we got a little heavy hitter, man. Cleveland Browns versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
Uh-oh.
Kansas City is a 6-point favorite.
I'm going Cleveland Browns, baby.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I rock with him. I like Bake, man.
I like Bake too. I like his swag.
I like his team though. I really like the squad for real.
Yeah.
Jarvis Landry to me slept on for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Cream Hunt and his Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb,
Duo. You see what I'm saying?
Jarvis and Odell,
And then isn't Njoku tight end still?
and Njoku and Austin Hooper.
Tough. You know what I'm saying? And then who's the other receiver I'm missing? Odell, but I don't know if he's gonna play.
Odell, Jarvis, and I don't know who else.
Oh, Higgins.
Peoples. No.
Oh, Higgins, yeah.
Plays for what do you call it, Cincinnati?
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Ryan Peoples Jr.
Oh, yeah.
Jones
Yeah,
or
that's facts,
whatever
facts.
the fuck it is.
Yeah, I mess with Baker, man. I'm rocking with them. Straight up win. 3 points.
3 points. You know I'm going with Kansas City. Popo, I got you. You already know.
Yeah.
You know.
Easy.
Patty, Big Patty. You? Who you going with?
Kansas.
Kansas.
Easy.
Yo, yeah. Dolphins and the Patriots. New England is a 3-point favorite. Dolphins had one of the better defenses in the league last year as well.
I'm messing with the
Behind
healthy Tua. I mess with the healthy Tua.
Me too.
Yeah, I really do. Tua was nice in college.
In college.
He's not good, he was hurt, so he'll be all right.
All right. You know I'm going with Miami. It's my number 2 team right now. Who you got, Ayo?
Can't go against the GOAT. Hey, going with the Patriots.
Are you talking about Belichick?
Sir Belichick.
I was about to say, what?
I was going to say, what GOAT?
Superman, maybe.
Y'all forgot about Sir Belichick.
Yeah. I mean, it's a guy.
Like Phil Jackson.
Packers and the Saints. Their favorite. Packers are a 3-point favorite.
If Aaron Rodgers playing, they win
Yeah.
Like,
Period.
I agree.
If
Green
he
Bay.
care, you know what I'm saying?
If you care. He got his boy Cobb back, and you got
they say
Devontae.
he getting a little happier, so.
That's good.
If he playing, they ain't losing too many.
All right. I'm going with Packers. You Packers?
Packers easy.
Packed out right there. We got the Broncos versus the Giants. Denver is a 2.5-point favorite over the Giants. How you feeling?
I'm rocking my boy Saquon.
Saquon.
Yeah, I'm gonna rock with him.
Okay.
Yeah. In our division, our division, I'm rocking with him this year. A lot of them.
Okay. They didn't look too bad. Danny Downs didn't look too terrible in that last preseason game. I'm going with Denver. I like Denver's defense. Melvin Gordon. I just, hopefully they can have somebody throw the ball. Hopefully Teddy Bridge does his thing.
Teddy, all right, man. If you really look at it, he actually solid, bro. People don't look at his stats and think about it, but he actually is really solid. He better than, Drew Lock for sure. The Broncos, they did something with Tim Tebow. They can make something happen. You know what I'm saying? That they really can. I don't know what it is over there, but they make it shake.
Oh, yeah. Next, we have the Bears and the Rams. The Rams are 7.5-point favorites. How are y'all feeling?
The Rams for sure.
Oh, my bad. Ayo, you already know you going with the Broncos, right? Yeah, my bad.
I figured that's why you skipped him.
No. I'm done for that. I was ADD, bruh. But I knew. He's not saying they're losing to the Giants. So you got the Bears and the Rams, 7.5-point Rams.
Yeah, Rams about 15.
Rams. I got Rams about 24.
Man, for Rams about 35.
Okay. All right. I'm with it. And then last but not least, that following Monday, we have the Baltimore Ravens versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Baltimore is a 4.5-point favorite.
I'm messing with the Raiders. My boy Gerald McCoy coming back healthy. He's old, but
I like
from Oklahoma, he can stand up.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going with Lamar Jackson in the game. You already know.
Alex, I used to drag him when he played with Lamar.
Huh?
I used to drag Alex when he played with Lamar. And man, I used to drag him.
Shut the fuck
I'm
up.
talking about beat the brakes off that man.
Watch your mouth. That's not what happened.
That's what
Oh,
happened.
man.
Bro.
Well, that kind of wraps up this episode, episode 22 from the Jump Podcast. I appreciate everybody for being here. Big Tone.
Yes, sir.
Tony's a fucking bum.
My boy
What's your
Alex.
win-loss record against me, man? It's a whole lot to a little.
You've
I'll
been
say that.
scared ever since I've been playing DJ, bro. You've been
Oh,
running from the
my
fact
goodness.
because you know I'm a fucking kid.
My record's 55-7.
Matter. They always talking about the past. Talking about now.
Right.
I'm just talking about my record.
You
I
got
feel
on them
that.
sticks. My cash app be open.
Oh, he said,
'Cause
talk,
I'm really like that.
talk paper to me.
I am.
No, you're not.
DJ helped me get better, man.
DJ not good. I beat DJ last time we played.
But I've watched.
I beat you the last time.
Yeah, what you talking about?
And I appreciate my boy. Ayo, we got to get like a ready break for whenever we get out of here. That's got to be like when we in the episode while we're in football season.
All right, bro. We wrapped that up. All right, in a circle and shit. Ready, break.
No, you just got to do the little, and then the episode go off. But, man, that's episode 22 of the From the Jump podcast, man. I appreciate y'all for being here. And y'all know we in the field for real.
Yeah, always.
Yes, sir. And we out.